seems to like me, came to me and said, "I loved your talk. I enjoyed every word of it. But, you know, I didn't understand anything. Not a single word." So, this year, I decided to be very plain, very simple, and to retell you in very short terms the history of psychoanalytical thought. That is to say, to make a list of the most prominent discoveries we have from Freud until now. And this, of course, all of you know this, so it's not going to be very interesting, but it will enable me to point out which way we're heading, or some of us are heading, after Freud, Melanie Klein, Winnicott, and Lacan. That is to say, I'm trying to point out to you what's the ultimate, to me, what's the ultimate point, thinking discovery of psychoanalytical today. The first point. Okay, let's start with the history, the short history of psychoanalysis in about 20 words. First, Freud discovered that dreams could be analyzed. I'm sure all of you, in English or in German, remember the first sentence of Die Traumdeutung. I am set up, I am going to show you that dreams can be analyzed. This is the first sentence of the Traumdeutung. Dreams can be analyzed. And why can they be analyzed? Because of a structure. The manifest part of a dream and the latent part of a dream. And it concentrated on the latent part. And we should see later on that this has a bearing on the relationship between psychoanalysis and linguistics. This is the second.
Well, he was interested in what I would say about what falling means. So, and I said, well, I don't know what falling means. And they said, what kind of psychoanalyst are you? We don't know.
You don't know, but that's falling.
And I told him, well, this is why I'm here, because I'm telling you that this is not how you read dreams.
It's not how you read.
How you read dreams. And so I asked her to talk about what was on her mind, and finally she talked about some kind of love affair. And I say, so does falling and love can have something in common? And she starts laughing. And she said, it's falling in love. That was so funny.
The professor, and he is convinced, we would say,
He has strong
that
convictions.
there is a bottom line to Lacan. That everyone should know this, and that would do everyone some good to know this. That he can concentrate Lacan down to something basic, and he can tell you that.
He can explain that too.
Right. Whereas what you just heard Radu say is quite different. He sits there and he says, well, I don't know what falling means. What do you think it means?
For you, I mean.
Because it's your dream, not mine. That's the whole problem, see? The difference here is, Robert has the idea that there is a knowledge. First of all, there is a knowledge that will help everyone. And he knows what it is because he spent 50 years reading and rereading Lacan, and now he can put this knowledge into just a few sentences, that little diagram on the whiteboard, and that should do it for you.
Right.
Now the second discovery of Freud was, of course, the edible triangle. I mean, so here we have a son, a child, a parent, and another parent, whatever, boy or girl, it doesn't matter. And so we have a child who desires a parent and who is forbidden by the other to have this bed. So this is a triangular structure. It is a structure, and you can stop at that. But it's better now if you go a step further and if you try to find out in what way the child behaves himself inside that structure. That is to say, how what does it do about this structure? That is the freedom, even though it's not real freedom, that is the freedom of the subject within the structure. Okay, so this is Freud. Manifest latent and a triangle. Now,
it starts out as the mother, father, and child, and Lacan turns it into a subject, an object, and a gap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever used that drawing on a patient?
With patients. Are you kidding? They don't care.
They're not
They
here
don't
for
come
our
to see
class.
diagrams. They couldn't care less. No.
a triangle. Now, if we go a bit further, after this triangle, we discover, and this, we coming in years now, we are in the 50s, or maybe we are in the 20s with Freud and the 60s with Lacan. We discover that it's not simply a triangle between father, mother, and child, but a structure between subject, object, and prohibition. And we could write this in another way. It's not a triangle, but it's got 3 points. What I call the wall, what I call the gap, or the bar, is subject and an object. And now, this subject, of course, is barred, because the subject can never reach the object. Ça rate toujours. It never works. It never works. And this is our tragedy. We are cut from. And why doesn't it work? It never works, because when we were born, we lost something essential. We lost unity. We lost completeness. We are incomplete beings. And this is why we are all neurotics, more or less. So, at least I am. So this is the final structure, which is very likely very similar to the Oedipal triangle, except that it's not a fixed structure, for a very good reason, is that each subject has a particular way of wishing to go over the wall. You never get out over the wall. You never get on the other side. You never find unity. You never find completeness. You always crave for it. You want it, and that's your desire. And this is libido. This is the desire to go over the wall, but you cannot do that. Okay? So there we are. This is our tragic trait. This is the object which had object A, which you can never reach. And this is our drive to reach it in spite of everything. Why this drive? Because something which also is very fundamental in Freud, we do not want to know that we're split. We do not want to know that we are incomplete. We think we can make it. We think we're going to jump over the wall. We never do.
Sit here and have it during a break.
Yeah.
And have coffee and enjoy, if I'm not enjoy. It's pleasurable. It's a pleasure. And I say, yeah, of course. And they say, well, why do you think it's a pleasure? Because I think it's close to happiness. I'm happy. And I said, no, this is not happiness. I mean, this is pleasure. It's pleasurable to sip your coffee, to talk like this, but happiness is different. So it was a very interesting discussion, because this is the core about what psychoanalysis is. Happiness, it's between moral and ethics. Happiness is not pleasure in psychoanalysis. Happiness is something beyond pleasure. Something that touches weirdness. It's bizarre, happiness.
But this is what you strive for.
But
People
this
strive.
is what you strive for.
Yes.
This is the goal.
Yes.
Which is not. I mean, people don't acknowledge this.
So if everybody's happy, then you don't have much work.
Well, they say they want happiness, but in fact they want pleasure.
If they wanted happiness, they would
if they
differently.
would want happiness, they would be more, bolder and,
Yeah.
Doesn't put it on Facebook, he puts it on YouTube.
It's worse.